Brits love to shop. And in a country with a retail habit of almost a whopping £7 billion a week, the number of new products hitting our shelves has never been larger. I've been in the retail industry for more than 20 years and I have never seen it change so fast. So, I want to know what we're spending our hard-earned money on and why. To find out what Britain buys, I'm going to be meeting the retailers.
This is our range of dash cams.
Oh, we nearly hit
part of an accident.
an ambulance. The trendsetters. It's so captivating. The celebrity endorsers.
Fashion has always been about expression. No better way than with the slogan T-shirt.
And of course you, the great British buying public, to find out.
I would put snail slime
Yeah.
on my face.
Yeah.
Whether it's the clothes we are wearing, these are holding you in.
Yeah.
This is like a sausage skin. The food we are eating, cake in a mug. It's unbelievable. Or the toys we are buying our kids. I am completely blown away by this. Stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you what these purchases and more say about us and how we're living in Britain today. In 2016, it's not just what we buy, but how we buy that's changing. Surprisingly, in a country where cash has always held a special place in our hearts, we've embraced a new way to pay. Just as electronic banking put pay to the trusty old cheque, unless of course it's a huge one handed to a lottery winner, so contactless payment could mean the end of cash.
Last year we spent nearly £8 billion on contactless payments, which is phenomenal if you think about the growth that we see. Roll forward to the end of last year and we're now spending over £1 billion in contactless payments every month.
And superseding the contactless card is the payment by your mobile or even your smartwatch. It's the ultimate convenience. Do you use contactless payment at all?
Most of the time, yeah.
Do you use it with a card or do you use it on your phone? Have you paid yet?
Well, why don't we do it now?
Oh, come on, show me. I'm quite excited. I've not seen.
Let's hope I've got enough credit on my credit card. No cards, nothing.
Do you get many of those?
Yeah, absolutely. With the rise of contactless, and especially with Apple Pay, you do see it more and more often.
Last year, the UK Cards Association said the cost of our average supermarket spend was £25.17, which was one of the reasons behind Britain's financial services industry upping the contactless limit on our cards to £30. And if you're using your smartphone, the added security means the limit is even higher. And the future for our cashless society looks even more secure.
Biometrics are unique identifiers personal to you. Think about an iris scan, a facial recognition, a fingerprint, or even a heartbeat or a heart rate. And basically it increases security, and increasingly you're going to see more and more opportunities where you can pay using biometrics in the future, which I think is really interesting and very exciting.
Do Do you use contactless payment?
I have done.
Do you? On your phone or with your card?
This is my whole life, this phone.
So everything's on there?
Yeah.
So you haven't got... Oh, you got a tiny bag?
Yeah.
Well,
I
you
can
know.
just live on the phone and my keys. And I put my travel
Fantastic.
card in my bra and I get on with it.
It's too much information.
When you get to over 70, you can say and do what you want.
Do you use contactless payment? But the convenience of contactless brings with it a consequence that might not be altogether a good thing.
I think the problem with contactless is you're taking away one more potential source of an interaction. And interactions like buying a bus ticket or paying for something in a shop might not sound like the most thrilling kinds of conversations, but they're still conversations, and they're a little bit of contact with you and another human being. And the more you take them away, I suspect we'll only notice when a lot of them have gone. Suddenly you can be out spending your whole day out and actually you've talked to hardly anyone.
What I find amazing is how quickly all ages are embracing this new change. When you think how wary we first were when online payment first started, it seems today we're just much more relaxed about embracing new technology. With technological advances moving even faster, where even new products can become obsolete almost as soon as they've been invented, there are some surprising trends in 2016 that no one could have predicted. When microwave ovens first appeared in our kitchens, they were seen as the start of a bright, exciting new future.
It's an oven that cooks with microwaves.
By 1975, sales even outstripped gas ovens. But then, well, I remember ours. Apart from heating up the baby's milk bottle or defrosting the odd sausage, it just sort of sat in the corner of the kitchen, sad and unloved. 2 years ago, most of us would have considered the microwave as, well, slightly irrelevant. But in 2016, the microwave could be making a comeback. So, microwave sales are going up.
They are indeed. So 20% this year in what we would consider a very mature market, really.
So why have people fallen in love with it again, though?
Two main reasons.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we love speed, and the microwave is going to help us do things very quickly, but it actually does it in a very healthy way.
I always thought that everybody went anti-microwave because it was zapping and doing all bad things. I thought we were getting healthier.
And that's exactly right. What a microwave is great at is that it works by heating water molecules and creating steam. And steaming is a really healthy way to cook.
Using the microwave with a small amount of water essentially steams food from the inside out. That keeps more vitamins and minerals than almost any other cooking method.
A lot of people think that microwave cooking is actually quite unhealthy, but it's not really the case, particularly with things like vegetables. So the more water you use, the more of the water-soluble vitamins leach out into that water, When you steam vegetables, particularly steaming in the microwave, means that you don't use very much water. So less of it comes into contact, and therefore you retain more of the vitamins in the vegetables, which you're then going to eat.
But for those of you who can't forget the good old days of heating up popcorn in the old microwave, there's good news. It's not just a health food gadget. And what about this? Cake in a mug?
Yeah, cake
What is
in a
that
mug.
about?
So do in a mug.
How do you do that? What, you just make a cake in there and eat it out of there?
Exactly that. We know people are eating more healthily, but actually they do want a little bit of indulgence and they want something for me. And this year, sales have grown by 40%.
Add dry ingredients to mug on top of each other up to the individual line. Oh, I want to do this.
Well,
Have you
let's
got
do
any-
it.
Have you got some flour?
Yeah, we're going to do this.
Right, what do I start with? Self-raising flour.
Self-raising flour is here.
Wait a minute, darling. Just baking. Sugar. Blimey, this is where you see how much goes into a cake, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Cocoa powder.
Beaten egg.
Add the egg. I think you're probably there with that bit for the moment.
Let's not rush it, Matthew.
Okay,
Let's
no,
not
I'm
rush
fine
it.
with that.
I'm doing it slow. Oh, this is looking good now.
Right, and then we're in for 3 minutes. So, start.
Who's making the cup of tea? So cake in a mug.
Yeah, and it's part of a bigger trend. We're seeing actually people making whole meals in a mug as well.
Am I looking at this and seeing that's a stew on the front?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you make your stew in the mug in the microwave.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're a university student, this is pretty handy, isn't it?
I think partly maybe the university students, partly 30% of households are now single people and they just want something quick, easy and nutritious.
Ping! Okay,
Right.
that is pretty impressive.
Spoon?
That is unbelievable. So stick a candle in that. Happy
Yeah.
birthday to myself.
Happy birthday.
And we're done. That is good.
Yeah.
That is really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would not have thought I was standing here saying microwave sales are up. I just didn't think it was coming back. But it makes sense because what you're effectively saying is we are time poor, but we want the health and the positive stuff that goes with it.
Absolutely. And this delivers on both of those things.
Even if you are a bit of a technophobe, our phone is the one bit of kit most of us can't do without. And for most of us, it's not just about making calls, whether we want to book a cab, go internet shopping, or even find a date. There's an app for that. So, what do the latest innovations on our phones mean for other products that once did the same thing?
In 1.3 kilometers.
Products like that dear old sat-nav, which was the must-have item only a few years ago, is now on the way out.
When sat-navs first came into being, we thought they were the best invention ever, but they've been superseded pretty fast because all that information is now available in our smartphones. In fact, the retail price index, which used to look at the price of sat-navs, has discarded those and replaced it with the cost of music streaming and e-cigarettes.
But where one piece of technology is deleted, another takes its place. Today, there's a new gadget on the dashboard, that's become one of the fastest growing products in the consumer electronic market. The dash cam. Cameras, they're everywhere. On the streets, on your computer, on your phone, and now they're even in your car, looking at you or you looking out.
Fastest growing area that we have in car tech at the moment is dash cams. We're seeing over 200% growth year on year, so absolutely huge growth.
According to the RAC, nearly 10% of all drivers in the UK, that's almost 3 million people, have fitted dash cams, and that's expected to reach at least 4 million this year. I'm meeting journalist David McClelland to find out why. Hi, David.
Hello, Mary. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Welcome to my office.
Is that the dash cam there?
Yes, it is.
Tell me, why do I want that in my car?
Well, these things can be admissible in court as evidence in case of an accident, be it a deliberate one or a genuine accident one. There was a lot of insurance frauds, crash for cash, flash for cash, as we call it in the UK.
We're seeing more insurers in the UK who offer a discount on their premiums when you have one of these products. So the age range we're typically seeing at the moment is middle age and up, but actually the younger customers have probably got more to gain through these with the cost of insurance for new drivers these days.
What dash cams really give us is citizen policing.
Oh, look at us. We nearly hit
part of an accident.
an ambulance. And it's not just insurance claims that is driving up sales. The profile of dash cams has had a huge boost, with spectacular crash footage posted online. But lots of people are using it for a bit of fun, aren't they? And sticking it up on social media, doing a sing-song in the car.
Carpool karaoke.
Carpool karaoke!
Oh, yeah.
See, I bet you that's more the reason. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame, and they can sit in their car when no one's looking and entertain not only themselves, but everybody else on social media.
I don't think that's such a bad thing.
Last year, sales of dash cams increased by over 360%. So, is the car about to become just another area of our lives that's shared online?
Getting in your car meant you couldn't talk on the phone, you couldn't be reading your emails or your texts, you didn't know what was going on. And that has changed. I think it's sometimes the sheer degree of connectedness that we have means that you kind of want to keep that level, and it can be hard to take a step away from it deliberately. There used to be lots of places where it was taken away from you automatically. Cars are changing in that respect. People are able to get to you more.
I used to like getting in my car, leaving everyone behind, not even taking my phone with me, and driving.
You are still in control, Mary, trust me. If you want to turn it off, then you can do.
Bye, David. Thanks.
Bye.
Personally, I like to get into my car and not have a camera pointing at me and just maybe listen to some music. But I think it's the future. I don't think it'll be dash cams stuck on every windscreen. I think in the future it'll be part of the car. Dash cam or not, can you guess which famous movie motor will be making a comeback in the very near future? Find out after the break. Before the break, we asked which famous movie motor will be making a comeback in the very near future. And the answer is the DeLorean, which famously appeared in Back to the Future. Manufacturers DMC announced this year that it will restart production of the classic stainless steel bodied car in 2017. Unfortunately, minus its time-travelling function. Now, back in the 1960s, a face covered in makeup and a beehive full of hair product would have set you back less than a tenner in today's money. Now we spend upwards of £10 on just one mascara alone. Like most women, I have a skincare regime. A bit of a cleanse, then some serum, finish off with moisturiser, and that's me done. As a nation, we now spend 120 million hours in the bathroom each week. Thanks to the innovations in skincare coming not from Paris, not from New York, but from the Far East. More specifically, South Korea. Personally, if you ask me, Gangnam Style should have stayed in South Korea. But it's not just their music that has had an impact around the world. Believe it or not, South Korean beauty products have found their way onto the shelves in every high street chemist. Brits have never been known for loving our skin. Until we got our wrists slapped for it, we couldn't wait to stick our faces in the sun to get that all-important and dangerous tan. Unlike the South Koreans, who for centuries have nurtured their skin in a bid to keep it looking as soft and plump as a baby's bottom. And British retailers and brands are looking east for products and inspiration.
Some of the products that you see on shelf now that have come from South Korea would not have been here 6 months ago. So you've got the range here that wasn't around. You've got the range down here, some of the products on this shelf. And then equally, you've then got the Essence lotion as well. It was just gone in January. And we're expecting to sell probably up to 10,000 units a week of this product.
I mean, I'm pretty hot on looking after my skin, but I've never used Essence lotion. What is it?
So I guess you'd probably do a cleanse, tone, moisturiser, the 3-step.
Yeah, I do
regime.
cleanse, tone. No, I don't tone anymore. I cleanse, I put serum on, and then I moisturise.
Yeah.
So that's 3 steps. That's enough, isn't it? How many do I need to do now?
So I guess if you think about Korean women, they use up to 7 steps on a daily basis. They're looking after their skin is vitally important to them, and this would be used after your cleanser.
So, is Essence replacing toner?
I think long term it absolutely will. We're seeing a decline in toners already.
So toners, that staple of the British beauty regime, are on their way out. with sales down by 10%.
I think it's definitely set to be massive. I think there's some really good brands as well that are coming out of South Korea who just really focus on technology and innovation to really improve their product and really focus on the science behind it, which makes such a massive difference to skin.
That's no surprise when you realise the South Korean government invests so much in beauty research and development. Those canny Koreans have hit payday in an image-obsessed world where good looks and a clear complexion is crucial. The South Koreans' dedication to their skin might seem over the top, but we have already bought into the K-beauty ways. When their blemish balm and colour control creams exploded onto the British beauty market in 2013, sales rose by 350%. It was the South Koreans' obsession with their world-famous skin regime that helped put BB and CC cream on the map.
The BB creams are a really nice example of the innovation that's coming from that country. So it was taking something like a foundation and adding a lot of skincare technology into it. And this was the first time where the wonderful Korean logic hit the West, and it's gone, I mean, it went mental.
And it doesn't stop there. Other products are creeping their way onto the shelves.
There is snail gel. It's a slightly sort of gelatinous texture, and this is 92% snail extract. It's snail mucus. It's antibacterial and it's also anti-inflammatory. And the reason it's so good is that it's created to protect snails' very vulnerable bodies, and it stops them from getting infections.
I think that reaction tells you everything that you need to know about how I feel about Korean beauty trends.
I think we've all put strange things on our face. Whilst I wouldn't go out to the garden tonight and then look for my nice little snail to crawl over my face, I haven't got a problem with it.
If I stood on a snail in the garden, I'd be so upset. But then I suppose you could pick it up and get the slime and like rub it on your face. Like you could try anything just the once.
Hey Lisa, how are you? Good. With over 20 years experience in the fashion and makeup world, Lisa Eldridge has been seeing the influence of K-beauty firsthand.
Lisa, coming up, what do you think is going to be big later in the year?
The thing that is going to be huge this year are all the sheet masks from Korea, because in Seoul you go into these shops which are just mask shops. They are amazing. You go in, you can find sheet masks for your cuticles, sheet masks for your chin, sheet masks for, I mean, everything that could go wrong with your skin on any part of your body, you can find a mask for it.
So a body mask?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen those.
And with celebrities happily slapping on masks and candidly posting their pics on social media, the internet is helping to create this new beauty trend.
So they come in sort of packets like this. This one you mix. This is an anti-trouble mask. You keep them in the fridge. You put this on as part of almost your daily routine. Put them on your face in the morning and it takes down any puffiness.
Honestly, am I going to have to sort of get up 2 hours earlier?
No, just while you're cleaning your teeth, you can put your biocellulose
cleaning
mask.
the house. Stop that now.
I wasn't going to say that.
It's phenomenal, though, isn't it? I mean, I can see this happening. I genuinely can see this happening. Now you've put this in front of me.
The mask thing is happening.
It looks like 2016 may also be the year of bigger bathroom shelves.
I'll probably give Essence a go, and if it works, I'll stick with it.
Because I think that's key nowadays. We're very demanding of every product we buy, and there does need to be some science and technology going into it, because we want things that actually show a result.
It could be that the days of buying empty promises in a jar are over.
While more of us are prepared to get up extra early to perform a face fix, the trend in fashion is going the other way.
Our relaxed approach to what we wear means that putting a look together has never been easier. And there's one product that we just can't get enough of.
Leggings. Be honest, who hasn't got a pair? Whether they're long, short, black or bold, you can't miss them.
We looked at the first 3 months of this year compared to the first 3 months of last year, and sales of leggings were up 95%. And you're seeing every high street brand stocking leggings now. And these aren't just ones that you want to wear to yoga, they're probably ones that you're going to want to wear all weekend.
I always remembered them after a few wears going a bit saggy around the back, but it seems from high end to the high street, they're going mad about them.
With celebrity wearers Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, Kendall Jenner and Rihanna seen strutting their svelte stuff in designer leggings, and Beyoncé launching her new Ivy Park range this year, the humble legging has a whole new profile.
Lycra didn't used to be for everyone, but I do think now, because of this demand for wearing Lycra in environments that aren't necessarily just for the gym, big brands like Nike or Adidas are really pushing hard to make Lycra not as we've known it from the 80s, but it's a lot more technical and actually is very flattering.
Wellness blogger Shona Hampel juggles motherhood and running her business all while living in her leggings.
It's a huge combination of being practical and fashionable at once. If you're not at work, chances are 50% of women, I reckon, will be in leggings. It's just, that's what we wear these days. It's a bit of a mum uniform. At school drop-offs, you see it a lot.
One of the trailblazers of this trend is high street workout wear brand Sweaty Betty, who expect to sell over 100,000 pairs of leggings this year and predict even higher sales next year.
So have you seen leggings become the big thing within your business?
Absolutely. Particularly the last couple of years, we are selling more leggings than any other category in our business.
So which ones should I be buying?
Definitely these ones.
Let's try on small. That's pushing it, but I'll have a go. Is that my screen?
Yeah, there's your screen.
Don't worry. Keep out. Looking at myself in the mirror. I mean,
they look amazing.
But I'm like,
how do you feel?
I can really feel the Lycra. Imagine they're so silky, aren't they?
The thing that's so good is they're really matte. so they're not revealing.
Yeah.
You know, they cover everything, and yet they're super light and sculptural.
These are holding you in.
Yeah.
This is like a sausage skin. And then you get used to it and it just feels really smooth and comfortable.
Don't you feel like you can wear it with a short top?
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah,
and
you
not
just
because you
normally
know
would not have done that.
Exactly,
You'd have
in the
put
past.
jumper
Massive jumper.
down to here. Yeah, that's a real difference. So it is a fashion item we're talking about here.
That's the way fashion's going, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's becoming much more sporty and athletic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the future.
Right, that's me off for a workout then. And let's see if I can do my stretches in. That's the most important thing. Yeah, they feel good.
Yeah.
The development of more technical leggings has attracted a new buyer to the market, and with it, the meggings.
Yes, leggings for men.
Once the preserve of rock stars, meggings are the latest innovation in men's fashion.
A man in leggings.
Ain't cool. They do make men's asses look amazing, but only down the gym, not in public.
Unless it's Linford Christie, then it ain't just happening.
You lot might be sceptical, but there's a new wave of men desperate to show off their bulging thighs and tight butts.
Men are wearing leggings a lot more as the male image has changed from being all about, you know, your beach muscles, your chest and your six-pack, which is still important in kind of fitness aesthetics. Now a real man always trains legs. So, you know, that's a big thing on the internet, on the Instagram, where mates don't let mates forget leg day. Therefore, we're happy to wear brighter colours and patterns to show off our well-developed legs.
Yeah, I mean, they look good. They're quite outrageous. They're quite out there, but it's good. They're kind of bold and they make a statement.
This trend has seen leggings brands just for men hit the market in the UK, and sales in 2016 look to rise.
I like them because a constricted fabric will help with blood flow to the muscle, which helps with oxygen and helps with energy output, and therefore you can do more and you're going to be a faster, better fitness person. And then, of course, there's pleading to the small child in us, which is to say, you look like a superhero.
Really?
Yeah, but despite everything being pulled in, there is one particular bulge I'm pretty sure you can't escape.
There are certain issues with the frontal element of leggings that you might want to take into account when deciding to wear shorts versus none. Some are more figure-hugging than others. But by and large, there's no performance difference. It's just personal preference.
So, I own a pair of leggings, or meggings as they're called, but they are solely for the purposes of gym wear. And, may I add, always with a pair of shorts over them. No one needs to be confronted with mammal toe first thing of a Monday morning. And by mammal toe, I mean male camel toe. I was confronted with it once, and my breakfast nearly came back up.
And if that image hasn't spoilt your appetite, perhaps you can guess which fast food chain announced they want to offer customers a slower eating experience. Find out after the break. Before the break, I asked which fast food chain announced it wants to offer some customers a slower eating experience. The answer was McDonald's, who have decided to trial table service in some of its UK restaurants in an attempt to boost sales.
The UK toy industry is worth a whopping £3.2 billion.
And it's perhaps no surprise that film characters tops the list of the most popular toys. Minions, Avengers, Jurassic World and Star Wars figures drove movie-related sales up 27% last year. The increase also includes the seemingly never-ending success of Frozen, or Let It Go. It sold 10 times more merchandise last year than when it first came out.
We've got the dress, my son's got the Olaf outfit as well.
Seeing Frozen several times is probably enough for a grown-up.
Millennial parents and their children were drawn to Frozen because of the appeal of the characters Elsa and Anna, who challenged gender stereotypes of the typical Disney princesses.
And with young, super successful women of all shapes and sizes dominating the media,
this resurgence of girl power has finally led to one toy maker to take drastic action.
Mix and match, it's fun to do what Barbie wears is up to you.
Barbie was once the doll found in every little girl's bedroom. But with a global sales drop of 14% in 2014, Mattel have now given this iconic blonde her biggest ever makeover.
Mattel, the makers of Barbie, have been under criticism for years about the unrealistic body shapes of their dolls. So they listened, and this year they brought out Curvy Barbie.
In January of 2016, we introduced 4 body types. Original Barbie, obviously, tall, petite, and curvy. So we've expanded the definition of the body types within the brand, which is extraordinarily exciting for us.
In addition to being diverse through skin color and hair texture, you're seeing body diversity in a brand that has continued to evolve over time.
I think that it's important culturally that we speak to and resonate with the parents of today. And millennial parents, it's very important to them that they have a brand that is purposeful and that is reflective of a current culture.
Becoming a real woman after 57 years hasn't done Barbie any harm. In February 2016, Mattel posted a surprise increase in quarterly sales, up 8%, its first rise in over 2 years.
These two are quite short compared to these two.
It's nice because it looks more realistic.
They're not as skinny as usual Barbies.
I think this is a great move. We have young children from a very impressionable age being bombarded with images of women's body shapes that are quite impossible to achieve. So I say to Mattel, bring it on.
He wants to watch a movie with me. Here's the TV. Come on, look, it's a rock star.
You're always reframing and renegotiating what feels like an appropriate toy for a child. I can remember being outraged when somebody gave my 4-year-old a toy gun without asking me. And that would have been, you know, unimaginable for like my generation, who would have been all given guns without anybody batting an eyelid. So, you know, people's notion of what's appropriate changes fast.
Millennial parents not only want toys that will reflect the current social issues, but they also want toys that will give their children a head start. Christmas stockings last year were stuffed with smart toys, brightly coloured programmable plastic robots, apps and build-your-own computers. Potentially driven by last year's upheaval in the national curriculum, as ITC was replaced with computer science for all 14-year-olds. The trend to smarten up and get coding is set to grow and grow.
Some of these coding toys are being developed by Silicon Valley, who need a whole new generation of experts in this area, but they're also great educational tools as well.
The Kano is a simple make-your-own computer kit, which, since its launch in 2014, has sold 85,000 units, and its creator, Alex Klein, is in no doubt why it's proved such a hit.
Parents know their kids are obsessed with computing and are incredibly good at it. It comes as easily to them as breathing, but they see their kids only consuming on computers, downloading, swiping. They want to give their kids an opportunity not just to play with a beautiful screen, but to make a computer themselves, to figure out how this stuff works on the inside. Computers aren't just these sealed, perfect, homogeneous sapphire screens. They're playgrounds, they're chemistry sets, they're laboratories.
The Kano was inspired by the Raspberry Pi, launched in 2012, a low-cost mini-computer which sold for just £20.
This is called a Raspberry Pi, and this is the biggest selling British computer ever.
It's sold over 8 million units since launch, and that's more than those 80s classics, the BBC Micro and the ZX Spectrum, sold in the whole decade combined. Many of our day-to-day tasks are using coding, whether we're sending a text, taking money out of a cash point, or booking a plane ticket. And as our digital world expands, so will the need for coders.
A parent who perhaps in years gone past would have made sure their kids were signed up for swimming and ballet and violin lessons, they're now making sure as part of that after-school curriculum, they're also learning coding.
Hello, Anne-Marie.
Hello, how are
Hi,
you?
nice to meet you.
Thanks for stopping by.
Anne-Marie Maffeden runs courses on coding using smart or STEM toys, as they're known. That's science, technology, engineering and maths to you and I.
And what age do they start?
So some of them start as young as 3. So this one shows the basics of computer science. So when you're coding, it's all about instructions.
See, the minute someone says coding to me, I think of that.
Yes.
Sitting in front of me and me just thinking, what?
But coding is just like, you know, you've knitted before.
Yes, I
Again,
have.
there are a lot of similarities between knitting and coding. It's just following a series of instructions in the right order.
I have a 3.5-year-old. I will test this on him.
Fantastic.
So, what do I do?
So you're going to slot this screen thing into the slots there on the card. There we go. We're going to put a couple more. And each of these tiles is a different instruction for this robot. So if you hit the blue button,
Oh,
You can see here it's now flashing here, so it's gone forward.
Yeah. So
and now it's going to turn, which is what the red one is. And then it's going to go, there you go. And this is it, you've coded it.
Come back. She doesn't listen. So I'm no good.
Wow, you've already programmed it to do that. And yeah, there you go. So I've got another example here. This is the making. We've got bananas, and you can use anything as you wish. And I've made these bananas into a piano.
So I'm going to play the banana piano.
You are going to play the banana piano. Okay. And again, we've coded this so that kind of each of these buttons correspond to a banana, and you're able to then again do that. So it doesn't all have to be.
Could I put it in anything?
Literally anything.
Could I play it myself?
You can't play yourself, but I can play you. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a tune.
Yeah.
That is
you could do that as well.
Extraordinary.
And again, that's all coding. So that has been in the computer, understands that instructions and plays that particular sound file.
OMG. OMG. I am completely blown away by this. You too can be a coder.
The global revenue for smart toys reached $2.8 billion in 2015, and they are expected to be even bigger this year.
It seems that millennial parents see these smart toys as an investment in their children's digital future.
Now, which famous child stayed up late to greet an important visitor and inadvertently sent sales of certain dressing gowns through the roof? Find out after the break. Before the break, I asked you which famous child stayed up late to greet an important visitor and inadvertently sent sales of a certain dressing gown through the roof. The answer was, of course, Prince George, who stole the show and the hearts of parents everywhere when he was snapped meeting President Obama in his PJs. The UK gaming industry is growing and is now thought to be worth around £4 billion a year, and nearly half of that comes from sales of digital and mobile games.
But while there's no stopping the booming digital revolution, there's also a cardboard revolution quietly taking place.
The last few years have seen annual board game purchases rise by between 20 and 25%.
We're seeing a rise in traditional games like Monopoly and playing cards being sold, and high-end stores are also offering luxe versions of these. But there's also lots of new games which are coming to the market too.
Linky is a simple quiz game that tests players' ability to find the common link between 4 different questions. It has sold over 200,000 copies since launch and was John Lewis's best-selling game last year. All this after turning down an offer from the Dragon's Den.
A few of the dragons believed that there was no money in board games, particularly Peter Jones, but luckily we've proved him wrong. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
think the thing with board games is, you know, technology's away and you're engaging with people and you're sort of having fun and having a laugh. Isn't it Zoe's go?
I'm getting too eager.
I think people have always liked board games, but I just think board games have got better. There's more interesting mechanics, better design. Games are being designed for sort of modern consumers, so they're quicker to play, easier to learn. They're more sociable as well.
What? You just let him walk through it?
Take the board game down the pub, have a few drinks. It's a barrel of laughs.
Board game cafes are springing up around the country, offering people the chance to roll dice together. This cafe in Oxford boasts a library of over 2,000 games.
Here we've got a wall of colour. Stretching down, we've got strategy, light strategy, abstract, classics, party, board gaming, card gaming, miniature gaming, role-play gaming. What do you want to play?
What makes Thirsty Meeples really successful is definitely our game gurus. They're our front-of-house staff. They're like your maitre d's in a restaurant.
Whatever floats your boat, there's a game for you.
This game is called Riff Raff, and the best way that I would describe it is an aquatic version of Buckaroo.
I'm playing Star Wars X-Wing, which is more of a way of life than a game.
I think there's a lot more variety than there used to be. It's not just rolling dice and moving around a board anymore. They are more complex and more varied, and a lot of thought goes into them.
It's just brilliant seeing so many 20-somethings in here. People want to do something real that's not on a screen. So, kind of retreating from the internet. It's fantastic. The rise of the video game might have stolen some attention away a bit, certainly from the younger generation. But now there's a renaissance. It's the golden age of gaming at the moment.
I loved playing these games as a child, and it's kind of nice to know that a new generation are discovering board games for the first time. Especially in a year when the gaming industry is facing its biggest shake-up for a quarter of a century. In the late 80s and early 90s, we braced ourselves for the technological development that was going to blow our minds. Classic movies like The Lawnmower Man told us that virtual reality was coming and it was going to change our lives forever. Except it wasn't, and it didn't. Until now, that is.
One day soon, all of us are going to have the power to broadcast live what we're doing whenever we want, so that way our friends and families and the people we care about can experience it as if they're right there with us.
When Facebook President Mark Zuckerberg sunk a $2 billion investment in VR technology, people finally began to recognize that VR might actually become a reality. VR pop-ups are appearing across the UK, giving customers their first taste of the 360-degree immersive world of virtual reality.
I don't think people realise how much virtual reality is going to impact their lives. It's not going to be about gaming, it's going to be about things like, you know, virtual tourism, training. The Norwegian army already uses virtual reality to train its troops, for example. All these things are going to make virtual reality far more interesting and far more pervasive in our life, rather than just kids sitting on their sofas playing shoot-'em-ups.
Make sure you get right up to the glass. Give it a clean. Even closer.
Oh, this is a good game.
Up until now, we have been reserved to experiencing the digital world through a 2D screen. VR changes all of that.
Can you see your hands?
I can see hands, yeah.
Yeah, grab your hands.
Cool.
Okay.
Technological change on this scale only happened with the personal computer. So what we're seeing is a lot of people being really excited about what is a quantum leap in technology.
It was absolutely amazing. I forgot where I was for a second. I'm in Old Street Station. A minute ago I was cutting a bomb out of an alien.
My son predicts that people will remain at home immersed in virtual reality.
When I get lost, by the way, there isn't an exit.
There isn't an exit.
There isn't an exit.
It's just this forever. This is life.
To experience VR, you can expect to pay around £750 for a top-of-the-range headset. Or you could buy a headset that works with your mobile phone, and these range from just £5 to £150.
VR is going to be huge for the gaming industry. There are billions of gamers across the world, and these headsets turn that into a totally immersive experience. We expect to see headsets rise by 99% over the next 5 years. By 2020, this industry is going to be worth about $7 billion US.
Dr. David Ranyard has spent the last 18 years developing virtual reality. When I look at sort of screens and anything to do with games and so forth, my heart goes cold. It's something I would never, ever want to do. I have a vision of gamers as being smelly, youths or smelly 40-year-olds sitting there going, in a room.
I mean, again, it's a stereotype I want to dispel, because actually people play games in groups. Singing is a game, dancing is a game. There's loads of different ways you can interact.
So what would make me want to go into virtual reality? Is it escapism?
It's escapism. It could be a game, or it could be just experiencing something that you couldn't otherwise do. But actually, watching you do it is going to be as much fun as you doing it yourself.
I'm not sure about that.
Now look around, look up, look down.
Oh, wow. I'm seeing a mammoth turtle come towards me. Hey, mate. I'm actually completely lost in my own world. It's bizarre. It's quite emotional, actually. It's just very, very beautiful. Oh, unbelievable. Seriously, there is the biggest shark outside. After being in that lovely, serene space, I'm seriously feeling threatened. My heart's racing. Dude, don't come near me again. Oh! Oh, my giddy. Whoa, 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 whoa. There's nothing to hold on to, is there? No! Please. No, seriously, guys. How do I just...
I'll So just get the headphones off, and then we'll just take them. So, how do you feel?
Oh my God, that was unreal. I was in another place completely.
It really is endless possibilities of what you can do.
Meeting Dr. Dave has convinced me that VR could be a game changer. But is that really a good thing? It's amazing. I've been in the virtual world. It's all just so wonderful. Are we going to breed a generation of kids who just think that everything's wonderful and real life becomes extraordinarily disappointing? That's my worry. And the thing is, it's so captivating. It's so captivating. I was in that world and I loved it. And now I've just come back to reality where I've got to go outside in the freezing cold, hail a cab and get home. Is that going to make me feel just that little bit flat? Because that virtual world was just so exciting. Next time, I'll be looking at how the latest trends influence what we spend on our pets.
The dog is the child that doesn't grow up, isn't it? Hysterical.
Our food.
These are Korean burritos. It's a total melting pot, that Korean Mexican thing.
That's delicious. And our fitness.
If you set aside £1,000, you could just about get all the essentials.
£8 next Wednesday. How to be a savvy shopper online. A one-off Secrets of Online Shopping Super Shopper Special. 8 tomorrow night. Goggle Sprogs, the new series. Little folk make the best TV critics. Little folk next, and the inner strength their parents need when they fall injured or poorly inside Birmingham Children's Hospital.